you!
Take your hands out of your pocket. What is that?
You know about it? Because I had a bullet in my pocket, but it wasn't like, it's not like I'm planning anything.
You are under arrest right now.
My only intentions were to shoot up the school.
Cops often catch school shooters when it's already too late. But what happens when cops catch the kids moments before tragedy strikes?
Are you?
In this video, we'll cover 4 examples of this. Starting with the case of 15-year-old Devonn Thompson. On July 18, 2023, the Duval County Police received a call that a fight broke out between 2 rival football teams involving firearms. When officers arrived on the scene, they were immediately met with a student open firing into the crowd.
Hey, white shirt! Oh! White guy! White t-shirt! White t-shirt!
Drop me! Drop the gun!
Drop the fucking gun! Hold on! Hey, he's running to the dam!
At this point, the officers have only identified the shooter to be wearing a white shirt. And as they pursue him, they try their best to get him to drop the firearm. But when he doesn't comply, the officers have no choice but to use lethal force.
Get on the fucking ground now! I'll fucking kill you! Don't you fucking move! Got him? Grab him. Got him? Yeah. Somebody handcuff him. I ain't got handcuffs. Neither do I. Mine's on the other guy. Put him on.
You're hit?
Who's hit? Where are you hit? My head. Your head? Yes. Hold on. 77. Hit me in my head. And right here. Where? On your hip? Yeah. Where? Hey, is that the gun? Yes. His gun's on him. Did you shoot yourself? No, you shot me. Somebody shot me.
Before carting him off to jail, Thompson revealed that he sustained a gunshot wound to his hip and a grazed wound to the forehead,
My hand.
which meant the officers had to try their hand at being medical professionals.
Hey, give me your shears. We're at. Hey, can you get a med kit? Yeah. Don't move.
Parking lot off of the day.
I know. Just calm down. Here. Hey, I'm sorry, I gotta pull your pants down.
Hey, where's the firearm?
It's on him. Grab it. Show me.
Here, he's not touching. He's in his hip. I don't know how you can get it.
You got it?
You guys out with the 18?
Hold on. Right here.
Devonn Thompson was charged with multiple felonies, including discharge of a weapon on school property, possession of a firearm on school property, and carrying a concealed firearm. Luckily, these officers were able to stop Devonn in his tracks before he hurt more innocent people. But what happens when the shooter actually makes it indoors with their weapon? Like in this next case. On March 8, 2022, the Volusia County Sheriff's Department received a tip that there was a TikTok video showing that a student from Volusia High School had brought a loaded gun with him to school. Police immediately responded to the call.
Do you know what this kid looks like? Let's get his backpack too. Are you?
The school officials point out the student, and the cops find him in gym class. So they pull him aside to begin their questioning.
You know what I want to talk to you about? You don't know? Okay. All right. Do me a favor. Keep your hands out of your pockets for me. Okay. Take your backpack off for me. All right. So somebody reported that they have a photo of you, and in the photo it looks like there's some sort of a weapon sticking out of a pocket, or take your hands out of your pockets.
The cop explains to the kid that there was a report that he brought a gun with him to school, and that it might be sticking out of his pocket. The moment the cops mention this, you see the kid puts his hands in his pockets, almost to showcase that he has nothing on him, which could be nervousness, but it could also be an attempt to deceive the cops. The problem is, the cops know there is a weapon because of the video that was posted only hours earlier.
Do me a favor, just lift your sweatshirt up, turn around for me. Turn around again. Lift your sweatshirt up again. What is that? Relax. Okay? Anything else I need to be concerned about?
No, there's a mag in it, it's not popped.
Is it?
And there is a mag inside my book.
What kind of gun is it?
It's a 9mm. So no, it's not loaded. It has the mag in it, but it's not popped back.
Alright, don't move.
I almost got jumped 2 days ago, that's why I had it.
The officers finally spot the gun in the waistband of the kid's pants. Earlier in the conversation, the student tried to indicate to them that he had nothing on him. But it didn't take the cops long to prove that he was just trying to get away with it the whole time.
I'm not going to parade you through the gym, but we're going to go to my office and we're going to do the investigation. Okay?
Yes, ma'am, go ahead. I have a purple light going off on the alert.
Hey, Coach, grab this bag for me.
The 16-year-old was charged with possession of a firearm on school property, grand theft of a firearm, and carrying a concealed firearm. This kid knew the moment he was caught, so he surrendered. But what happens when the cops come across a potential shooter who thinks they've done nothing wrong?
There's no law against that. Bringing a gun on the school property, there's no law. Like, there's no statute.
On May 2nd, 2023, Pepper Pike police arrived at a high school after receiving a call that a bullet was found in the cafeteria. They started their investigation by putting the entire school on lockdown in order to search every single student. And that's when the cops came across Nolan Rosen.
It's about a bullet you put on the gun, right? I want you to worry. Oh, okay.
Somebody find something you know about?
Because I had a bullet in my pocket, but it wasn't like, it's not like I'm planning anything.
Oh,
I
okay.
dropped
Wait,
it on
so
the ground.
you okay?
But I didn't know I'm not allowed to bring a bullet.
Okay. Okay, well, I should call. He's gonna call.
Wait, I'm not like a school shooter.
Rosen starts his conversation with the cops by asking if all of this is about a bullet they found on the ground. And if that wasn't suspicious enough, Nolan says he's not a school shooter.
I'm not like a school shooter.
Which is obviously a strange thing to say, especially if it's coming from someone who is supposedly innocent. So it should be no surprise that the cops escorted him to the front office immediately for questioning.
Give me your book back, okay? And I'll tell you to go with me, okay? Mr. Moshberg, I got him. I go upstairs with one of them with him.
If I was a school shooter, I wouldn't tell you. You know what I mean?
I understand. Today's day and age, you know, they gotta be very too safe. That's just it. Well, everybody gotta be careful, no.
Well, I have a 22 Henry rifle.
Okay.
Rifle.
Gotcha.
And I'm kind of like sentimental about it.
Oh.
So I use it. I don't shoot it, but I use it as like a comfort thing, kind of. That makes sense.
Well, let me ask you this while I got you right here. Just be honest with me. You didn't bring any gun to school, did you?
No.
That's the only you had one round?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't like bring a gun into school.
No, okay, I know.
That's not my intention.
You know I gotta ask though, right?
Was there a bullet found though? There's gotta be the reason we're doing all this. Because like I didn't want to cause any problems or any trouble.
Right. No, I understand.
While being escorted, Rosen brings up his weapon and explains that he only uses it as a comfort thing. The officer presses him on this by asking him if he brought the gun to school. And Nolan, of course, says no. And then he tries to further explain himself by saying there isn't a law against bringing a bullet to school. But he wouldn't get too far into his explanation before the cops would discover that there's more to his story.
Of course. All right, just turn around, face over here real quick. Put your hand on that table for me.
Oh, I got more bullets. I got two.
Okay, don't put your hand in your pocket. Just keep your hands on the table. Just put them on the table. Just put them on the table for me real quick, okay? So I'm gonna have to search you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So you had 2 bullets in this one?
These are yours? Right here.
Okay, we'll get there. Okay.
Literally, if I thought I was doing anything wrong, I wouldn't bring.
I got you. You just know in today's day and age you can never be too safe, right?
Yeah.
Especially in the school environment, that's all.
And this is your book bag, the black one. The one I'm searching. Right there.
Okay, that's all of them?
Yeah.
All right, so I do gotta continue searching, that's all. So,
Literally,
I'm gonna look this up.
22 rifles, not even assault. Not even assault.
Do me a favor, kick your shoes off for me. You don't mind, if you could take your bandana off from as well.
After performing a pat-down, the officers end up finding 2 more bullets stuffed in Rosen's pockets. Nolan again states that his weapon is just a comfort thing, and that he only keeps it because he's worried about school shootings.
I know why it would raise a concern, but I'm not like, I'm really scared about that stuff, like school shootings too. I'm like very, it makes me anxious too that anyone could just walk into school and shoot it up. So I'm like,
You worried about that?
yeah, I worry about that stuff a lot sometimes.
What made you bring those with you?
Just because literally it makes me feel comfortable. It's like the only reason.
Having those with you makes you comfortable?
I mean, well, I had the rifle earlier, and I must have forgot they were in my pocket.
Earlier where?
Did you drive here? Yeah. But I have literally no bad intentions of anything. I just carry a rifle around because it's like comfortable and it's not illegal.
The cops press Nolan further by asking him again if he's brought a gun. And this time he admits that he has one in his car.
Yeah, of course. Well, not like I don't carry it all the time, but I just literally carried it in my car. Like I don't bring it into school.
Is there a gun in your car right now?
Yeah. Let's go out.
So you'll stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in my bag.
Is
It's
there?
not an assault rifle. It's literally a .22 Henry repeating rifle.
I get that.
For small game.
I just want to know if you have one there.
Not meant to kill people.
The officers search for the keys while Rosen tries to explain that the gun he has in his car is only meant for small games and not meant to kill people. But it doesn't make a difference. Nolan has just admitted to bringing a weapon onto school property. So the cops know they have to find it. Once law enforcement finds Rosen's car keys, they go outside to search his car.
He's 18.
Oh, you got a little. Yeah, he's 18, so I don't know
I don't.
what the
I guess.
higher ups want to do. They want to take him out of here in cuffs.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd say last time.
Yeah, I mean, he's 18.
He's 18.
I give him his due process. You can come in with me, Todd. And it's a gun in a school.
You want?
So
this is the single. This is the one that we found.
Nolan is a legal adult, which means the cops can arrest him with the full extent of the law.
Is this something that's been going on a long time? Are you just hyper aware of the news and what's going on around you?
No, I literally just have a rifle because I got it for my birthday.
Right, but then you said it like gives you comfort. You worry about school shooters and stuff, right?
Well, I don't bring it because they're school shooters. I carry it around with me because it's extra safety caution. I know that if I have it, I don't have to worry about being attacked or anything like that.
Okay. Alright. Know how you feel about this stuff or not?
No, I don't bring the rifle because I'm like assuming I'm gonna have to use it. I just bring it because first of all it looks cool, and second of all it's like the comfort thing. But by the way, the gun's in my car. Before I brought the gun, I'm pretty sure I was allowed to bring it. Like I don't think there was anything saying I'm not allowed to bring it.
Okay, I got you.
But I know it's like
Are you a senior?
in the modern age. This is bad.
Are you a senior?
Yeah, no, junior.
Junior? Okay, how old are you?
17.
Gotcha.
Or 18, sorry.
You're
I'm
18?
nervous. Yeah, I mean,
While the cops were outside searching his vehicle, Rosen remained inside and spoke to the officers. He continued to try to explain why he needed a gun, saying it looked cool and also claiming that there wasn't anything telling him he couldn't bring one. Then the principal arrives to escort Rosen to his office to discuss what consequences he's about to face.
You are potentially facing a 10-day suspension, recommendation for expulsion. Potentially what? For guns, weapons, and disruption. So I just need you to sign here stating that I present you with this. So it's a 10-day suspension, potentially. So we have to talk afterwards, but it's a possible 10-day suspension with a recommendation for expulsion for weapons, specifically guns and disrupting schools.
After finding out that he's potentially facing a 10-day suspension, Nolan begins to get argumentative, telling the principal that he didn't do anything wrong.
Like I said, I'm just presenting you with this right now. So I just we'll talk after you're finished writing, but I just need you to sign that I presented you with what you.
but I feel like I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
Well, so why would I sign it? So I feel like I did nothing wrong.
Are you refusing to sign?
No, I'm not refusing to sign.
So either sign or don't sign.
Well, what happens if I refuse to sign?
Then I just have Mrs. Ferguson witness that I presented you with this. It makes no difference. It actually makes no difference if you sign
Well, this is saying I acknowledged and I knew there was a policy
It doesn't
against.
say that. No, it doesn't say that. Just take a second to read through it.
But by checking it off, you're basically saying I knew there was a policy against that.
It's saying
I didn't know
that-
there was a policy against not
Right,
part
it's
like
saying
meeting
that you're facing a potential suspension and expulsion because of these violations. It doesn't say that you know what they were, it doesn't say any of that. So take a second to look at it to see what it actually says.
Rosen stands his ground and keeps arguing, saying that he thought he could bring the gun into the parking lot, and that he only uses it as a comfort thing, even comparing it to a pacifier.
checked the school's policies before bringing the gun. Like try to look through all the policies to make sure that I was allowed to bring it.
Yeah, but you would have to sign that. That's just acknowledgement. It's not saying that you're guilty or anything like that.
Yeah,
It's
'cause
just
I was
saying
gonna
that you
say, like,
received it.
I thought I was allowed to like bring it in the parking lot.
I mean, regardless, you're gonna have to either sign it or don't sign it. But
You know what I mean? I thought I was allowed to bring a rifle in the parking lot.
Okay.
So that's like where I'm coming from, alright? I'm just saying. Alright, fine.
You still right?
Well, I'm just kind of explaining that I thought I was allowed to bring it, as long as I wasn't bringing it actually in the building. So I didn't check the policy before I brought the gun. That's why I brought it, by the way.
Okay.
I didn't it's literally the only reason, my only justification is I didn't check the policy. But I get how it sounds when you say this kid brought a gun to school in this modern age. It sounds like my only intentions were to shoot up the school, but my intentions weren't to shoot up the school. My intentions were to use it as a thing for a comfort thing, a thing to calm me down a little bit, and kind of like a sentimental thing a little bit, kind of like a pacifier.
Soon after, the principal comes back into the room to explain to Rosen that he'll be suspended.
Well, surely you can imagine having a gun on school property is a major issue. So I am suspending you for 10 days with a recommendation for expulsion. So what happens now is suspension will start tomorrow, and only the superintendent can determine whether or not to expel the student. So I'm recommending you for expulsion. Since you are also on a 504 plan, somebody from the special education department will be reaching out to you because we're going to have to hold what's called a manifestation determination meeting. But at this point, it is a 10-day suspension with a recommendation for expulsion for weapons, specifically a gun, and disruption and misconduct. I have to go fill out the rest of the people.
I didn't disrupt anything.
The whole school was on lockdown, buddy. I'd call that about as big of a disruption as you could have.
Nolan yet again tries to argue with the officer that there is no law that prevents him from bringing a weapon into the school parking lot.
Maybe the sergeant? You're the main guy.
I'm the detective here, so we talked to our prosecutor. He's the guy that kind of makes the law decisions, all right? It is against the law to bring a gun into what's called the safety zone or a school, right?
That's subjective.
What is subjective?
But you consider it a safety zone.
Okay. So now's not gonna be the time to contest it right now, okay? So basically what I'm telling you is we're gonna end up charging you, okay? And you're 18 years old.
There's no law against that. Bringing a gun on the school property, there's no law. There's no statute.
I'm telling you there
It's
is.
a policy, not a law.
No, there's a state law in Ohio. There's also another. Okay. So like I said, we just talked to a prosecutor. So here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna come with us. We're gonna wait to handcuff you until we get you outside to a cruiser. Because there's a lot of people going on, we wanna save you any kind of.
There's no law against bringing a gun, it's a policy. There's no, show me the statute. There's no statute.
I told you before, I assure you, there is an actual law. We'll show it to you when we get to the station. I mean, we're not making it up. We're trying to.
I think you are making it.
No, we're trying to accommodate you.
I'll do you a favor.
In a good way.
I'll do it for you right now.
But you said safety zone. So how am I supposed to know this is a safety zone?
A safety zone is any school property and/or school bus stop.
Does it say safety zone is and/or school property? I don't think it does.
Yeah,
School
it does.
safety zone.
School safety zone is defined as any school property.
Legal conveyance or possession of deadly weapon.
So that's what you're getting charged with, as well as something called inducing panic, okay? We can explain all that to you. We're gonna formally serve you some charges, but for right now, you're gonna have to come with us. We're going to walk you out to a police car. We're going to handcuff you there. And one of the things I want to do before we take you out there is read you what's called your Miranda rights, okay? Because probably once we...
Before I brought the gun, I looked it up and there was no law against any school property.
Like I said, this is not the time to argue about it, okay? This is just what's happening, okay?
I feel like that's
So before you, okay. Before you say anything else, I want to read you what's called your Miranda rights, okay?
Okay.
So, because we're about to place you under arrest, okay? You have the right to remain silent.
A few minutes later, officers reveal to Rosen that he will be arrested and has read his Miranda rights. But Nolan doesn't back down and continues to argue that there is no law against bringing the gun onto school property. The officers try to set the record straight before finally arresting him.
Do you understand those rights?
I'm just confused because it's not against the law to bring a gun on school property.
Okay, it's our
It's a
prosecutor.
policy, it's not a law. There's a difference between a policy and a law.
We're not going to arrest you on a school policy, we're arresting you on a state law.
Yeah, so you made it up.
Nolan then takes his argument up a notch by telling the officers that he's being arrested on a charge that's made up.
If we thought that there was an inkling that we were wrong, if there was any gray area, we wouldn't do it. We wouldn't do it. We respect your rights, okay? As a person. Stand up. Put your hands behind your back.
You said I could
Put your hands behind your back.
I'm telling you this. I respect you.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're okay. Go ahead.
Rosen is then handcuffed and brought to the squad car. And while being escorted, he makes the argument that he isn't a criminal because he gives people food for free.
I mean, why can't you just say that I'm not like a criminal?
We're gonna go over to this car right here.
See that car with the number 6234? That's the car we're going to. The sooner you get in that car, the better off we'll all be. Okay?
I'm just saying, I'm really nice to
I understand.
I give people food for free. I don't have to get people to hit me.
I understand.
But before being locked away, Rosen has a few last words for the officers.
Everyone with a gun is not a bad person. I'm just saying. Just because I have a gun doesn't mean I'm a criminal.
I understand that.
All right.
We understand it. We all understand it. You've said that multiple times.
I know.
We understand it. Okay? You all right?
Nolan Rosen was booked on charges of possessing a deadly weapon in a school safety zone and could be facing more than a year in prison. Luckily, the officers stopped him before the bullets were actually loaded into his gun. But what happens when the officers find a gun inside a school that's fully loaded? On Friday, May 18, 2018, the staff at Franklin High School called a student into the principal's office because he smelled like marijuana. And as they began the search of the kid's backpack, he admitted to having a loaded handgun inside. Shortly after, the Seattle Police Department were called. They arrived on the scene only moments later.
I haven't checked the rest of the backpack, but the first pocket I checked, I could feel it.
Okay.
It's right there.
All right. What did he say? I mean, what?
He had left the bag in the room, and so when I said I'm going to need to go get your bag because it smells like marijuana.
In the classroom.
It was in the classroom. So he was saying, he looked real nervous, and I said, "Do you have something in your bag that you shouldn't have?" And I said, "Marijuana," and he goes, "Not marijuana." And he goes, "Well, I just don't know. There might be something in there. Might be something in there." So.
Okay.
And I know the 911 officer asked me if it's loaded, and I said, "I'm not going to mess with you during school."
Okay.
But I was pretty sure. And he didn't have the safety on.
There was one. It was loaded.
That was really good.
And he also
Safety on, safety off. Did you do that?
You would like to letter.
So it was off.
Yeah.
So he doesn't. You guys haven't talked to him at all yet.
He knows we have this, and he's sitting in a room over there.
Okay. Yeah. So we haven't talked to him since then.
No.
Okay. All right. Well.
And I have not checked the rest of the bag, so I will do that. Unless this gives you guys probable cause to do the rest of the bag. Everything I have to.
Yeah, we'll take the bag.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, we would like to know if there's also drugs, right? We need to see the extent of
What else is in there?
school-based
Yeah. So
discipline and whatnot.
I just wanted
We
to know
can search it, but with a weapon in it, we want to make sure we're doing a safe search.
this in a car before we.
Yeah, let's do that.
So that way we can go talk to him and not have to worry about that.
The school staff point the officers to the student's backpack. Inside, they find a handgun with a round in the chamber and the safety off, which is beyond dangerous. Luckily for everyone involved, the cops were able to secure the weapon before anyone was injured. And after getting more information from school officials, the cops go outside to perform a background check on the firearm and search the backpack further.
I feel like getting into something else in here that.
Yeah.
Got some heavy body spray going on.
Mm-hmm. Already covered up the weed. Assuming. nothing else in here, we could give this to Grandma.
It was bad enough that the kid had a gun within on school grounds, but it was about to get a lot worse for him because the officers were about to uncover important details about the weapon he was carrying. Over their radio, the cops learned that the gun they found in the student bag was stolen. In the state of New Jersey, any gun-related charges carry a weight of a minimum of 5 years in state prison, with 10 years being the maximum. They now understand they could be dealing with a felon.
We just have to verify it? They verify it? Now it's what? Yeah. So we went through this. There's nothing else in there, so we figure you guys either can keep it or we give it to Grandma to take it home. Then we don't have to deal with it. The gun is stolen.
Okay, that's right.
So he's going to jail. So we're going to talk to him and find out his side of the story.
And then we're just gonna try to, I know you have to do what you need to do, but we're trying to minimize the visibility of.
Well, we're just going to walk him around.
We're just only in a passing period.
Gotcha.
Above your head.
The officers discovered the weapon was stolen, which basically guaranteed that after this conversation, the student was being carted off to jail. All the officers need now is his side of the story.
What's going on today? Why are we here?
So, I got called down for the 4 referrals that I got in the last week. They said I smelled like weed, and then they went to go get my backpack. They asked me, did I have weed in my backpack? I said, oops, I might have weed in my backpack, saying basically, yeah, I have weed. And then they came down and they searched me. Then there was a gun in my backpack, and I did not know nothing about it. And I was lost and confused about everything. And then they called you guys down here.
Okay. You didn't know there was a gun in your backpack?
No, sir.
Is it your backpack?
Yes, sir.
How would a gun get in there?
I was at my cousin's. I spent the night there. He went out, came back. When I woke up to school, grabbed it, left, came here.
The student claimed he didn't know about the gun, saying that he spent the night at his cousin's house the night before, implying that his cousin put the gun in the bag without his knowledge. So one cop proceeds to press him for more information while the other searches his wallet.
They're saying that you said there might be a gun in my backpack.
No, I said there might be weed in my backpack. I was referring to the weed the whole time. I did not know there was a gun in my backpack.
Okay. Did you get ready for the day today with your backpack?
No, I just grabbed it and left.
What about your lunch that was in there?
My lunch is always been in there since last night. It's in my main backpack. Didn't check the other pockets.
You didn't check the other pockets? Okay.
Who is Mohammed Abdi?
No.
And who is Caleb Works?
That's Caleb's ID. He goes here.
I got that. Why is it in your wallet?
Because that's my friend Caleb.
Why do you have his ID?
Because he left it at the gym. And I picked it up. And I'm supposed to give it to him.
Okay, why do you have somebody else's credit card?
That, I don't know. I had a new wallet. Picked it up from my house. It's always been in there. Never used it.
You realize it's a crime just to possess somebody else's credit card? This isn't a new wallet, man. This wallet's pretty beat up and old.
Got it from my cousin's. It was at his house. Picked it up. It's a wallet. Didn't check it. Put my stuff in it. Gotta go.
Check your wallet before you put stuff in it?
No,
Come on, man.
A long time ago.
Come on.
Just like we don't check the backpack?
No, I didn't check it this morning.
Okay, go ahead and stand up for me. Face wall. Okay, you're under arrest, okay?
The cops already knew the kid was guilty of possessing a stolen firearm, and I'm sure they were ready to hear his reasoning for this. But the moment the stolen credit card is found, they have a second felony on their hands, so it's time to escort him to the squad car.
All right, go and have a seat, okay? We'll get you down to the precinct here in a minute.
The student was arrested for unlawful possession of a firearm and stolen property.